What's up guys, Lucid Daily here, and I just want to preface this video by saying that the video you're about to watch is I went live to just get my equipment and everything set up so that we can go live for their pre-earnings and their post-earnings and talk about exactly what happened during the earnings report on Thursday. So if it seems a little bit different, it's because it was live. I was getting everything ready, but we were able to watch a couple of videos where we were able to listen to what Jim Cramer said. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what we can do better, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Like always, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily. And in this video, we'll be going over exactly what Jim Cramer said about Lucid. We'll be talking about a couple of things that Lucid said that happened to Lucid today on their Twitter. And we'll also talk about how we're feeling preparing going into the earnings, some things that I'm expecting. We can play with some numbers. And I want to talk with you guys. Let's have a little bit of a Q&A here. Hopefully the stream's going good. Thank you guys for your patience. So let's go ahead and get started. And I will answer questions along the way. So just throw questions out as we go, and I'll pause and I'll answer them. So Lucid was up 2.8% today. They were down 0.25% in the after hours. Now, this could have come from Jim Cramer from what he said in the lightning round. I would be really surprised if it did, but that's the only thing that would really cause Lucid to go down. So now we're going to go ahead and look at what happened to what Jim Cramer said in the after hours with Lucid and the lightning round. So actually, I think we can go to here. Let me just go Jim Cramer Lucid. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. Okay, so this was just 2 hours ago. So let's go ahead and listen to what. Oh, we're going to get an ad for sure. We're going to get an ad.
On Amazon.
Mute. All right, so we're going to get that ad for sure. And as soon as that ad's done playing, we are going to go ahead and watch what Jim Cramer said regarding Lucid, and we will be good to go. All right, so here we go. Oh, there we go.
Smart investors get smarter.
So
Brandon, I'll go for a couple of bucks. Let's go ahead and do well. How about you?
Right here.
Hey, Mister. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Fine, thank you. Any thoughts about Lucid?
Lucid missed the quarter so badly that I have to tell you, I have pulled in my horns on the name. And
so as you can see there, he didn't respond. He didn't say anything else regarding Lucid. But as you can tell, Jim Cramer was not very happy either that Lucid missed their earnings. So that could be why Lucid pulled back a little bit in the after hours. Again, it's a 25 basis point pullback, so it's nothing too crazy to deal with. But what I did want to watch with you guys is the other Lucid video that they posted. I have not watched it yet. It's an inside look at their research factory and their research facility. I don't even know because I haven't even watched it yet. So we're gonna go ahead and watch it together. And I'm really curious to see what it's. Oh, I can't spell today, I guess. And we're gonna see exactly what's going on here. All right, so let's go take a peek. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, let's go ahead and watch this. Oh, 1 second. Let me go ahead and move this over, bring this over. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and watch this really quick. It's Lucid just posted it. I have not seen it yet, so we can pause it and react accordingly. All right, so let's go ahead and start this.
Design is innovation.
Collaboration.
Form, function,
Simple. Complex.
balance.
Design is engineering.
One of our big advantages here is our ability to collaborate between teams. In my past experiences, design is often kind of hidden away in a secret building, and nobody has access to that building except the design team, and critical members of the company on the engineering side have to be invited there. It's like a form of forced collaboration. And we have a situation here where we've really designed a way of working that is truly collaborative. And to punctuate that, we've been fortunate enough to build out a new design studio that is specifically created around bringing the key team members into a single space to execute on our product.
Indeed, Derek. I mean, so much of my career, I've worked in advanced engineering, so I've naturally been very closely aligned with the studio and the activities there. And unfortunately, I have to say, a lot of that time, the relationship between engineering and the studio design has been quite adversarial.
Yeah.
And I think we've broken through all those barriers. It's been great to work together. I think we've got a real camaraderie here. And I think that tone is set from the top.
Totally. We built a building within a building, and we got to lay out the space knowing we're going to have a multifunctional team of designers, engineers, clay modelers, our UX team, our CAD team. We even have our brand team here who designs our website, videos, photography, the look and feel of the retail space. So we could really from day one lay out the blueprint of that space. It is truly collaboration. It is cross-functional innovation, creation, and problem solving.
Indeed. So we've got advanced engineering here, we've got aerodynamics, we've got the feasibility teams, the core packaging teams working interactively with the design teams. The vision was to create this creative engine room of design and engineering, truly designing the form and function of the automobile in a collaborative manner. And I think that that's so important because what we're doing is not evolutionary. We're actually pushing the boundaries of what is achievable with electrification.
That's right.
Engineering is precise,
Powerful, elegant, fun, problem solving.
Daring.
technical.
Engineering is design.
We often see concept cars being created in the studio in isolation. And then there's sort of this abject disappointment that the production reality fails to meet the expectation of the concept car. And I would say this as an engineer, of course, it's always the engineer's fault that the engineers couldn't execute. But I think there's a more of an endemic problem here.
Yeah. I think oftentimes, on one hand, creatively, it is fun to just work in isolation for a little while, but you're not really creating anything real until you can collaborate, and concept cars are just that. They're concepts, they're not reality. We pride ourselves in really executing the most advanced producible production programs. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to make concept vehicles. And I think in order to do that, you really do need that interaction, and not after 2 months or 6 months, but from the very beginning. So there's a common understanding, and we've had to work through that understanding to get to the essence of a project.
Totally.
And so we're all aiming towards that. A common goal in solving the biggest challenges.
Absolutely, Derek. So this is the challenge. It's a deeply interactive, three-dimensional challenge that we face.
Yeah.
I think many were perplexed that we chose a sedan as a first product, but we did so for such a good reason. We felt that here was the format where the miniaturization of powertrain would have greatest impact in terms of the space concept, have most disruption. And I feel it's only now that we've developed this incredible efficient technology with a high voltage architecture. It's only now that we're able to contemplate a really top flight SUV.
In many ways, how we work is what I believe, and we talk about this all the time, will keep us ahead. Right? It's the ability to work quickly, but almost more important than that, to work in a focused manner. That's our greatest strength because of how we execute and how we get to our decisions and solutions. That's ultimately what I think really defines Lucid, that collaboration, interaction between the two creation disciplines, and it's vital to achieving excellence.
We're here to accelerate that transition to sustainable mobility through extraordinary design and core technology which we develop in-house interactively. And we're creating a product which truly is, and this isn't some sort of platitude, it truly is a fusion of art and science, and it truly is a fusion of software and hardware. It is a computer on wheels, but it's also an awesome driving machine, and long may it be.
Collaboration is inspiring, human, limitless,
Essential.
Awesome.
Understanding.
Magic.
Collaboration is us.
Collaboration is the future.
So that was a video about it was cool to see Lucid's inside production and their facility and things like that, and how research does come along. However, we didn't get too much insight from that, especially as an investor. I mean, it's really cool to see. Looks like it's really nice. It took a lot of investing. So hopefully it helps them continue to produce cars. So I just kind of want to put this live together just so I can practice getting the live stream set up for Lucid's earnings call in 2 days. Tomorrow I'll do a Lucid pre-earnings call, and I'm going to go through the questions that the investors have asked on say.com. We're going to go through it, and I'll go through it together. We'll all go through it together. And so, yeah, tonight we're just making sure the stream gets set up, going over what Jim Cramer said, and just talking about Lucid. So hopefully we can get everything up and running tomorrow, and everything will be good to go. If anybody has any questions while I'm on here, go ahead and just fire them. I'll be happy to stay here and answer questions for as long as you guys have. Jim Cramer, if you're just tuning in, you can rewind it, or Jim Cramer basically just said that he's lost his horns about Lucid. So he's not, or he's giving up the horn on Lucid. I can't remember what he said. I have it right here. I've pulled my horns on Lucid. That was his exact verbiage. So that's what Jim Cramer was referring to. He was not too happy with Lucid's Q1, but oh well. The video we just watched was going over Lucid's design. Let's go ahead and see if there's, I haven't done any research today, but let's go ahead and see if there's any other research regarding Lucid that we can talk about together, and that maybe we can have a little bit of a conversation here. They released their Mojave. They talked about their Mojave Desert material, which is fine. I'm just trying to see if there's any other news. I don't see a ton of news today. Let me look. You guys are kind of doing my Lucid Daily with me live today. Let's see. Oh, Seeking Alpha did an article today. Well, we can read this together. I have not read this yet. Hopefully it doesn't time out on us. Or you can go ahead and read this together. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that and share this screen. Share tab. Okay, I have not read this yet. We're going to go ahead and read this together. Production numbers can't be higher than 510. Agree, that is known. So Lucid Air is asking, can't be higher than 150. Agree, is that known? Are you asking total production numbers for Q1, or is that the amount of cars made? I from what I understand, they are not following production number orders. So like if Dream Edition 300 hasn't been delivered, because we know we see those cars in the parking lot. If, for example, Lucid number 300 hasn't been delivered, we do know that they are delivering Grand Tourings. So I don't think that they're necessarily going in order when it comes down to production order. So let's go ahead and dive into, so you're talking about Q1. I think it's between 350 and 500 delivered in Q1. Aren't they doing Grand Tourings? Yes, Jack, they are doing Grand Tourings. We don't know how many. We have no idea how many they plan to produce. If we extrapolate it. So we're going to get into it. Let's go ahead and read this article, and we'll answer, you guys ask me questions along the way, and we'll go ahead and answer it as well. So let's go. The first quarter largely remained a struggle across the border of the automotive industry as automakers continue to take the brunt of the blow from the protracted supply chain snarls ranging from the component shortages to logistic headwinds. The pandemic-era disruptions to supply chains have yet to even recover, and the war in Ukraine and renewed COVID lockdowns in China have already unleashed fresh pressure on the allegedly fragile imbalance between input, supply, and demand. We've seen this time and time again, guys. Every earnings that I have read says that COVID in China has affected their company. Inflation has affected their company. Affected their company. Q1 included many GTs. Yeah, we're going to get answers on this. Hopefully they did get some Grand Tourings in. But what I'm curious to see is if they have to increase their prices at all. Most companies have had to increase their prices across the board. That includes Tesla, and they've done it multiple times. Let's continue. Electric vehicle upstarts like Lucid will most likely be might be registering the largest impact. Skim through here. Lucid's production delivery numbers for the first 3 months of the year will likely remain mediocre. It would already be counted a plus if it reaffirms or shows positive run rate supportive of its already lowered guidance of 12 to 14,000. So let's go ahead and do some math. If Lucid's going to hit 12,000, so let's say Lucid hits 12,000. Let me pull out my calculator. If they want to do 12,000 and we want to divide that by 4 quarters, that's 3,000 a quarter. That's 12,000. So 3,000 a quarter. Obviously, I don't think anybody's expecting them to hit that, but they're going to have to ramp to hit 12,000 a quarter. So I guess, I wonder if they do slash their guidance, which would obviously kill the stock. In terms of stock, let's see if I can do this. In terms of stock, it would absolutely destroy it. I think it would be low. I think it would stay in the teens for a while. 17, 18. It may even go lower than that. There's nothing saying that it can't go below that $10 if they have to slash their guidance. I really hope that they don't have to slash their guidance, but you never know. So let's go back to that article. I want to see what else they have to add. They remain transitory. That word is like the word of the year. And remains low. More than 80% constitutes in the S&P 500. Yeah, so actually, that's true. 80%, I read this in the Wall Street Journal today, 80% of companies that have reported until this morning have actually beat on their estimates on the S&P 500 companies, which is incredible. Let's see what else we have here. Only a handful of those that have fallen short of consensus estimates have been severely punished by the market. Insert Netflix, Amazon, and Intel. So apparently, we know Netflix and Amazon missed and they had to guide down. So that must have killed their killed their company. And if Lucid misses, it looks like the stocks are just being absolutely pummeled. Let's see if there's anything else new in here. Delivery progress, anticipation. They're also anticipated positive progress pertaining to international expansion, demand growth. Yes, we want to see reservations. We want to get more information about Saudi Arabia, and we also, but I assume they can make pure way faster considering less fit and finish. I mean, that's one component. The glass. We have to get through all the Grand Tour rings first, and I think we have. If I can't remember, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head how many we have. Oh yes, tomorrow is also the Fed. So honestly, like I hate to say it, but it's going to be a pretty bloody market. If Lucid has to guide lower, even just guiding lower, absolutely kills these companies. Let's see. Recent start of productions on the Air Grand Touring alongside recent announcement of its Air Grand Touring performance that boosts. And I think that this model alone, if there's a lot of popularity, that will delay the Air Pure. So I imagine that they would have only released that with having done the research that people want a performance Grand Touring. And so I hope that this doesn't hurt the Air Pure. But this may delay having to raise costs on the Air Pure because that would just destroy the stock. Brace for impact with mediocre volumes expected in the first half of 2022. Let's see. So they were expected 577 last quarter, and they were revised down. Any meaningful signs of recovery? Trim, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Lucid does not. This is what kind of bothers me. Lucid does not provide monthly or quarterly delivery and production results ahead of its earnings release. I wish we got that. I think a time will come where they do eventually. And based on progress reporting during its first quarterly earnings, Lucid indicated it had produced more than 400 vehicles since late in September, with over 300 delivered. So if they delivered, how many delivered? I'm trying to figure. I can't remind me of the number of how many were delivered in Q4 alone. Was it in late September with over 300 delivered? Was it to date they had delivered for something? It's all right. This indicates a weekly production rate of about 30 vehicles in the first 2 months of the year, which is nothing impressive to write home about considering its Casa Grande factory. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in here that's kind of new. They did 125 in Q1? No, Q4. Interesting. Recent satellite imaging, they're talking about Bear's Workshop, have remained under 100. April have remained under 100 units as expected due to the unresolved supply chain snarls. Lucid's recent hiring spree for manufacturing technicians could mean the company is preparing for a further ramp later in the year, which is good. The EV maker is also seemingly amping up customer deliveries and reducing wait times, a positive sign that logistics are sorted out to ensure efficient. Yeah, I think it was like 330. Robust demand. Wow, that's a long article. The trend bodes well, the demand trend. Just trying to see if there's anything else here that's kind of positive progress on long-term growth initiatives. See if they say what they say for positive growth. Saudi Arabia underpins 3.4 billion with 100,000. The purchase order calls for 50,000 EVs over the next decade, with an option for another 50,000. So Lucid has to deliver at least 2,000, at least 1,000 vehicles to Saudi Arabia within the next 2 years. 4 to 7,000. $4 to $8 billion in revenue. Good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything new. Expansion in Canada. Grand Touring. Valuation concerns. Let's read this. All right, let's read this. Although we are effectively preparing for weak delivery results from Lucid for the first half of the year, our near-term price target remains consistent with our previous analysts at about $30 for the stock. This presents an upside potential of more than 60% based on the stock's last traded share price of $19 at the time of my writing. Based on the foregoing analysis, we believe Lucid remains capable of producing at least 12,000 vehicles per year. The mediocre outlook expected in the first half of the year is expected to represent shift in productions rather than prematurely lost units. So that's good. They still maintain their $30 price target. Coupling expectations from front-loaded rate hikes in increments of 50 to 75 basis points. May and June in quell inflation with COVID and geopolitical situation. Cool. Yeah. Good analysis. Very thorough. It was nothing really new to us that we covered on a daily basis. So it was nothing too new. And tomorrow we're going to go through the questions on say.com. We'll go through them and we'll talk about exactly what I think, what questions I wish would be asked, and hopefully we'll get answered on the earnings call. So yeah, like I said, I mainly just wanted to do this live stream so that I can make sure I got everything up and running and that we had everything good to go. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want to talk about, be happy to stick around for a couple of minutes. Let me go ahead and see if there's anything else that we can talk about while I'm here. Whoops. Let's see. Yahoo Finance. Can Lucid stock make a strong comeback? Let's just see if there's anything. Yahoo Finance says, I believe the stock is already in oversold territory. Broad market sentiments make me cautiously optimistic. Lucid stock appears to be worth accumulating $15 to $15 to $20 range. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. They talk about cash burn. Yeah, I think this earnings report is going to set the trajectory for Lucid. So yeah, I'll probably make a quick video, just like a normal one, updating you guys. I just wanted to make sure I had everything good for the stream. I appreciate you guys' support through this. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. So awesome. I appreciate you guys being here. And if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll chat with you guys there. Let's hope Lucid has some good earnings. And thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.